Welcome to Framework Fortune, and welcome back, all you amazing individuals and traders in the Framework Fortune community. It's time for some live trading, and this market is pretty volatile, so let's go ahead and start figuring out what we're going to look for as a trade. Now, cryptos have rebounded. Ethereum has been testing the 3,000 mark, actually broke over last night. It's looking pretty bullish to break it. Bitcoin over 43,000. So we've got quite a bit going on just there. Gold and silver dropped a little bit. Oil was up to 112, I believe, last night. Actually 114, but it's pulled back for now. But with cryptos heating up, I think it's time to look at these crypto stocks again. Oil's still going to be more than likely hot, but I can see already just looking at my list, BKKT is up quite a bit. So, and then BTBT starting to climb, and then BTCS is up about 50 cents. What the hell is it showing me that? I don't know what that means, but BTCS, gapping up this morning as well. You see all the oil plays are red. Let's see what Mara's doing. Mara's up 11%. Riot's up. Yeah, it's blockchain. It's crypto stock day today. Let me check these other lists. LLL up 179%. Lux, they say they signed a blockbuster $60 million sales agreement, so that is some good PR. Only 4 million in shares, so they definitely could run. DRPO, Dragonfly gets a order for critical life safety. Oh, here we go. All right, so also be keeping military stocks on high watch as we're sending a lot of military stuff over to Ukraine. I don't know how we're affording it, but we are doing that. What happened this morning, Austin? Alright. Yeah, I believe I'm going to be focused on these crypto stocks because Ethereum is just getting going. I mean, you look at this breaking 3 over since last night, and it's looking real bullish right now, trying to push up more. And then the same with Bitcoin. Where you at, Bitcoin? There you are. Yeah, look at that. Bitcoin looking very bullish, breaking that downtrend. See, I'm going to focus on these crypto stocks. You got an entry on LL at 288. They halted it for 10 minutes. You got scared and sold at 480 when it comes right back. Well, that's why I always say, coming out of a halt, give it a couple of seconds, maybe even a minute. If it doesn't immediately dump, there's no reason to jump out right away. But if it starts dumping, yeah, you want to cut that loss. But it's a very small window of timing, so it is tricky. Because we never really know where the price is going to come out of the halt at. So I'm going to keep an eye on BKKT. I like this little double bottom here on the 1 hour chart. Let me fix this. Let me shrink that a little bit. I don't need my level 2 that big to see. No. But, you know, you got in at what, 2 to 88, and you sold at 480, so you still got almost $2 in profit. So you left some money on the table, but hey, you still made a nice profit even with jumping out. So that's better. You know, it could have went the way you thought. It could have easily just dumped. So there's nothing wrong with the play you took at all. Mara up to 30. BTCS has a nice little inverse head and shoulders here. Just not getting any volume yet, and that's normal for BTS. But when it does get volume, that thing can pop. You go through the rest of these Pally, FDA study maper. So they got a letter from the FDA. I don't care about that. That's not like the clearance yesterday. They just got a letter that says, hey, you're doing a good job. Keep doing it. Nothing on SMLFL. I don't like that either. The mid floats, not much in the mid floats. Oh, we got pot stocks warming up too. Planet 13 jumping up. Actually gapping up kind of there from $2 to $2.50. They're starting to warm up. Yeah, Cron starting to push back up. Cron just breaking the 50-day again. Yeah, we're starting to see interesting. It seems like we're seeing a rotation from all the tech stocks and all that stuff into the stocks that have been down, which pot stocks have been down for a while. Yeah, even YOLO's popping up a little bit. Yeah, look at that. The cannabis ETF, that's very close to going bullish as well. Ooh, okay, so interesting. Rel. There's some earnings. There's too many PRs for that. HBP, nothing there. Kodak getting a little pop up. They got a patent. I don't care about a patent. Yeah, I believe I'm just going to focus on these crypto plays. BTBT is not broke out yet. Still right on this trend line. What's up, Orlando? Well, it is. I mean, that's kind of how it's been going. The crypto market in overall has been following the SPY, you know, the Nasdaq. But it's not so much that it's following directly, because it's people who are moving these. So I think we are seeing an attempted rotation in the stock market to these lower price stocks, because that's the main thing we've been seeing pop in the last 2 weeks. Is the stocks have all been, the biggest runners have all been under $10. So I think we're seeing a rotation there in the stock market. But it's more of how people perceive the crypto markets. As much as I want people to not perceive them the way they do, I cannot help that. So they're going to perceive it, and most people perceive cryptos as a speculative asset at the moment, instead of a more like a commodity like oil and gold and silver. And so that's why it's been following, because the speculative stocks are what has been hot the past, I don't know how long, 2 years or whatever. So since they've been inflating the market, well, longer than 2 years. But those stocks, those tech stocks are speculative, stuff like that. And we just, we went on a huge tech bull run because of all the artificial inflation. So I think that's why the cryptos are following the stock market, or maybe vice versa. Either way, is just the fact that people are not looking, the majority of investors are not looking at cryptos yet as some type of hedge. Now, we did have a big pullback in the stock market. This recent pullback was pretty strong. Let's check. I'm going to put this on the 15-minute. So yeah, that kind of little double bottom there, but we're running into 450. We broke this resistance. It looks like we're starting to go bullish, but we're running right into 450. So SPY's going to have to break and hold above 450 to truly be rebounding. If not, this could just be a short little rebound, which is what I'm wondering. Oh boy, what are we talking about? Feds, there's a potential for stable coins. That's Williams. He says he's excited about innovation in stable coins. I bet you are. I bet you are. Oh, Bullard says Feds need to move aggressively to curb. I'm not even going to get into all this nonsense. But yeah, you can see BKKT getting a little bit of a double top, but when it pulled back, will be sufficient. Do I want to add maybe swing BTCS? No, I don't think so. I don't think I want to swing any crypto stocks. BTBT seems to be the first one breaking out, though. $7 acting as resistance. Possible flag forming. Yeah, look at the pullback on the oil plays. What was that DRPO? Oh, yeah, it's that dragonfly nonsense. LLL, which has a very good PR with that $60 million sales agreement, starting to triangle out here, consolidating. It's like channel 550 as the bottom of that triangle. So that may try to move again, but it's up too high for me at this point, and I would rather I said being crypto stocks at the moment. Oh, lots of comments. Good evening, Lori. Yeah, Ethereum's definitely, still down 20%, but if we start to go into a hot altcoin market, which has been my prediction, but I've been off by we still got 9 days left in this month. So I said that I would think the hot altcoin market would start originally in February, but that was not the case. As we saw the oil prices spike and everything else going on, I think that kind of delayed. Hold on a minute. What did BKKT just come out? Oh, nothing. We got room at least up to 859. Tempted to take this. Yeah, I'm gonna go on BTBT. This 15-minute candle is pushing above the bodies of these. It's got to hold above 7. We got support at 689. See, yeah, 852. There's a little congestion where we're at now between 7 and 750 that may hold up. There we go. We're starting to push. Let's see if we can break that 715. Not right through 715 the first time. Yep, no problems at 715. $7.15 trying to hold a support. And you see this, the ask up to 725. Slowly approaching. Here comes 720. A lot of selling at 720. Actually, really not that much, but it is holding up so far as resistance. We want to get through that 720 pretty quickly. Come on, BTBT, you're struggling. Keep going here. Let me keep an eye on the crypto charts as well. At least on Ethereum and Bitcoin. They are having a little pullback at the moment. Keep an eye on BTBT. If it breaks 4, it could start running as well. We're holding up 715 pretty good here on BKKT. Alright, testing that 720 again, up to 725. Alright, we just hit 725, new high a day. Let's see if we can keep going. Knock out them 725s. Let's see a nice break here. Poking at them. Oh, there we go. Right through it. Right through 725 on that second attempt. 725 trying to, is already trying to hold the bids. I think we may be about to take off here. Yep, over 725 up to 730. Over 730. Let's go. Just got this last little bit of congestion. Can we get up to 750? We're testing 725 as support still as we crack back below it. But there's not a ton of sellers. Yeah, look at that. Bits. I was gonna say there's not a ton of sellers really sitting at 725 anymore. They're just still kind of coming in. Yeah, see right back over 725. Nice little battle going on. It looks like buyers are winning. Bid stacking at 724, decent sized bids. 725s are coming through and 726 is coming through. Yep, so we're right on up. There we go. Back to 730. A little resistance there. And break over 730 here real soon. Yep, there we go. 735. Got some sellers there. The selling though looks light. Yep, there's a break at 735. Oh, I'm still struggling with it. This is what I was saying, because of this little congestion through here, we got that congestion that we're going to face until we get, I'd say until we get through 750. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. Oh, I haven't even looked at MULN. Yeah, I mean, John was in a really good position on MULN. I have no idea what it's at, but this is why I've kind of been, I've been watching. I was watching the oil plays close yesterday, but we really didn't see any big breakouts. The only big breakout we saw yesterday was on the NSRN or whatever, and that was just for, FDA clearance of whatever their drug was. So that kind of, as I watched the market all day yesterday, that kind of had me thinking, of course I'm like, I'm like a fly on dung when it comes to the crypto markets. I'm always on top of those. So, I mean, I was trading last night. I mean, I'm up on a couple of different crypto trades and stuff like that at the moment, but I was noticing how much volume was coming back into the crypto market. So I was wondering if this is what we were going to see today, if we were going to see a switch from oil plays to crypto all of a sudden. I've been looking for crypto plays to heat back up, but things are real weird. But they're looking. I mean, looking at these charts, Ethereum and Bitcoin don't have much to go before they really start a new bull run here. I mean, we're super close. So we're having a little Little pullback down to 725. So 725 is still acting as some resistance. You can see we're trying to hold it up again, but was some selling, a little fighting going on there. Oh, yeah. All right. So we are getting rejected. Let's see, we got 2 minutes on this candle left to close. This 15-minute candle. I would prefer to see it close over 725. But as long as we close over 705, the top of the body of this red candle and this candle, we should be okay. It's just going to take some... Look at that. Look at the volume profile, though. That volume profile is beautiful. Buying, buying, buying. You know, a little pullback after the buying. Buying coming over, outweighing the selling again. So if we continue to see buying volume increase, you know, we continue to see that, or buying volume starts hitting up over 2 million, this thing will really start moving. It's got the recipe to go, and it's one that's went before. You know, last time cryptos had a run, BTBT ended up going from 9 all the way to 50. So it definitely can make some very quick rips. And BTT's the same way. Alright, so that 15-minute candle, what did we close at? We closed at 712. We closed below 725. Let's see if we start to turn green. Ooh, looking at the hour chart, well, no, actually it's not. I was going to say it's a possible double top, but it's not actually a double top. Looks like we're trying to grab support at 715. And Bitcoin is just pulling back a little bit right now, and that's part of the slowdown here. I should make Lambo thumbnails. I refuse. I am not making Lambo thumbnails. I will not go into the stereotype trope of stock market trader guru on YouTube. That's the last thing I want to be. I appreciate that, Lori. Those are very kind words. The trade yesterday, it wasn't really, I wouldn't have called that a good trade because it did take, the risk of buying in that top consolidation. The only thing that was good about it was I was able to minimize my risk, so I do appreciate the acknowledgement, Lori. Um, BK, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I could be wrong about BKKT or the crypto stocks. If for some reason cryptos do not continue their upward momentum that they've got at the moment, the BKKT could come crashing down as fast as the oil stocks did. Actually, faster. That's the thing with crypto stocks. Most of them are lower float. They have less shares and they are going to be more volatile than a lot of normal stocks, especially the oil, commodity stocks, things like that. But they can be they're very volatile by nature because crypto in general is very volatile. See, is Mara still? Yeah, Mara's still pushing. Yeah, Mara, if Mara can break out, make another leg up, you should be able to see BKKT. There we go. BKKT. I don't even know what I was saying now. Got the dry mouth and choked on my tongue, so I forgot. But anyway, all right. Orlando, also, we are going to blow this community out of the water here soon. When you guys see the new upgrades to the website, which I released a little sneak peek in yesterday's crypto update video of what is coming to the website. It was a little screenshot of some of the work I've been doing in the back end. Not finished. It wasn't a screenshot of anything finished, but it gives you a little hint. Let's see. Uh, no, I don't think altcoins are going to help Bitcoin and Ethereum run. What I've been talking about as far as altcoins still moving was, I was just saying this last couple of months, while Bitcoin and Ethereum have been downtrending and then finally found somewhat of a bottom, it seems, um, altcoins have still been ripping, not a bunch of them, but a couple every day during this whole slow time. So there's still been money coming into the altcoin market. Bitcoin and Ethereum don't need any help. They're established and have, everybody knows at this point what Bitcoin is to an extent. They've heard of it at least. And as far as the investing side, investors are all over Ethereum because of how much money there is in Ethereum. So it's not that the altcoins are going to help push Bitcoin, or that's not even possible. Like you said, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the leaders of the market, so the altcoins are going to follow. But what we generally see is when Bitcoin and Ethereum do break out, they may break out and go on a pretty decent run, but then we see altcoins go on crazy runs. Like where we saw Sheeb run thousands of percent, and 2 years ago Dogecoin just going absolutely ballistic, and Luna shooting up to 100, Solana shooting up over 100. I mean, plenty of altcoins exploding. Prior, but usually the altcoin market outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nice little resource here if you haven't looked at it. Here is the blockchaincenter.net, and I'll post this in the chat right now, but this is the altcoin season index. But you go like, look right here, top 50 performance over the last 90 days. Waves 108%, Leo 75%, Osmo 70%, Rune 22%, Ethereum Classic 21%, Luna Atom, XMR, Near, Frax, but Bitcoin's right here. In the last 90 days, Bitcoin has performed negative 10%. While if you have been in an osmosis staker in the Cosmos ecosystem, like I've been talking about in the crypto channel, you're up 69.8% in the last 90 days, 70%. But not only are you up 70% overall in the price, Osmo has very high APRs for staking and even higher for liquidity pools. So if you've been in Osmos, Atom, those two, that ecosystem that I literally nonstop talk about on my channel, you haven't felt the crypto pullback whatsoever. But yeah, the altcoins season chart helps to kind of get an idea when you can see those gainers together beside each other and say, oh, wow, okay, Bitcoin's not performing that well, but we've got these other altcoins that are hot as, the devil's piss. Well, that's what usually happens, and that's where the hugest gains tend to be at in a crypto hot market. But we are not there yet. We are just testing for this possible bull run. So they could fail. Bitcoin and Ethereum could fail where they're testing, and we could see the crypto stocks in the market start cracking if those two crack. And it'll be fast because Bitcoin and Ethereum happen to have a pullback off of these main resistance areas. It's probably going to be a quick, steep pullback. See, LLL, yeah, it is full. That is a perfect bull flag, trying to break out of the bull flag now. Yeah, nice call on that flag, Austin. The only problem is that, like yesterday, where I got in that consolidation on that stock that ran so much, that's kind of the same thing. I mean, it was at $2 and now it's at 6 something. It may try to break out some more, but I don't know. I'm gonna stay on my crypto plays, these crypto stocks. Like I said, so far since last night, they've been doing very good. The cryptos themselves I've been trading have been doing very well for me. So if they're heating up, no reason to switch it. Let me see here. I'm going to think about it, because if we don't, on this 1 hour chart, which we still got like a whole 50 minutes left, we could possibly pull back if we can't hold $7 support to $6.40. But that's 60 cents. I am not going to hold on that. Let's see, my entry was 708. We're retesting 725 here. It's already stacking. Yeah, I think BKT is fine. I'm not seeing it. It's not really showing any weakness. Made Doji out. We're just still struggling with 725. LLL. Little wick up there. Starting to struggle to hold 6 as support. It needs to hold 6 as support if it's going to try to push up. See, 6 has acting as resistance at the moment. So you're going to want to see that switch. If not, if 6 continues to be resistance, it's going to get rejected. See, Mara is curling over a little bit. Just barely, though. BKKT right at that 725. We broke back through it. Buying volume still increasing. Oh, nope, 725 still causing problems. We're about to close on this candle, though. We've been consolidating in this little area on this candle for, in the candle previous about 30 minutes. Can it close over 725 in this last 30 seconds? That'd be a pretty strong close. Doesn't look like it's going to. Well, man, it's just hanging out. Bitcoin's still having a little rejection at 43,000. And Ethereum's not doing much. It's just hanging out right above 3,000. So we're getting an indecision candle here. So this candle is going to be the important one. If we do not push for a new high on this candle and this starts to turn red, then we will sell off. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to decide if I want to put a stop loss in case this does start turning around, because it is very close to possibly turning around. Bitcoin's still dipping. I'm trying to debate on this stop loss. I don't know what I want to do here. I think I'm gonna put it in just to be. I'm gonna put it in just to be safe. I'm gonna put it above my entry. It's very close. But if it starts dumping, I would rather not take a loss on it. Let me see this 1 hour chart though. Got an uptrend right there. Starting to form. Let me actually drop it a penny before I get accidentally stopped out here. I feel like these market makers are going to yank down and get me. Oh, no, that's not where the... Well, whatever. You just move that trend line. Let's see, we're kind of double topping here on the hour chart. We got 40 minutes for that candle to close. Oh no, that's why I said wasn't a double top. Well, and it's really close. It could be considered a double top. Either way, you know, it's rejection. It's resistance that we're running into. See, LLL. A lot of selling pressure on these candles. And this triangle is just kind of extending out. It's almost not even a triangle. Oh, yeah, it is. There you go. But a lot of selling pressure. All these wicks is a little concerning in this flag. Looks pretty heavy, like it could just drop out the bottom. Oh, let's see. No, I haven't seen the XRP, anything like that. I just, there was, the reason why I didn't like Ripple for a while is because you couldn't really trade it in America without going with a private VPN. Ooh, this is looking bearish. That little indecision candle followed by this red candle, but we do have support. That previous resistance of 7 should try to hold us some support. Bottom's at 689. That's actually where I'm going to put my stop loss for now at 68. What did I say? 689. So 690, 708. That's 18 cents on 30. Yeah, it's like $6 I'm risking. Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know why I was being so tight with that stop loss way up there. Yeah, I'm just going to put my stop loss right under that. I don't want it right on 690. I want it a little bit below 690. There we go. Because I think 7 should try to hold up. Real quick, 685 is your stop. Yeah. I mean, if you're in it, what'd you say you got in at 710? Yeah, so you're risking 25 cents. As long as you ain't got a whole bunch of shares, 25 cents isn't that bad to risk. I've only got 30 shares, so if it cracks, if it happens to crack and it drops to 685, I'd be risking about 23 cents, but on 30 shares, it's only like $7. So I'm risking $7. This thing could crypto start going crazy. Only 15, yeah. So you're good, man. That's at 25 cents on 15 shares. You're risking what, $3 if it doesn't break out. You know, very very small risk with very very potentially high reward. That's the stocks I like. I like the stocks that can rip dollars, but I don't want to be putting tons of capital in them. I don't want to be trading stocks that are $40, $50 and they're only moving $1 or $2. I want to be where we can maximize profits, minimize risk. And to me, this so far has been the best way to minimize risk. But we're kind of in like a almost like a storm cloud today because oil had all those pullbacks. So I'm sure a lot of investors were swinging and holding into oil. If you were, I wouldn't blame you. Oil's been very hot and it was up last night in the futures. But nothing is ever guaranteed in the stock market. That's why I'm not swinging anything at the moment. But with that storm cloud, where just also what I was getting to, I almost forgot my entire point. Um, oil's dropping at the moment. We're seeing some random plays like LLA. Quite a bit of PR that came out today amongst several plays. It was like DPRO is up to 320, 90% up. But this is just it's like a storm cloud. It's like a mix of indecision in investors. You can see it by just seeing all these different types of plays that are up or down. The day is a wonky day, it seems. So with it being that wonky of a day so far, DRPO still not doing anything though. That thing has lost a lot of volume in that consolidation. CBKKT, can you hold? We got a little short-term downtrend. It may end up being a little triangle play. $7. Yeah, this may be what we're looking at if it doesn't crack. Because that pattern right there is not a very good pattern. Not a bullish pattern at all. But we may have to make a move like that. A little descending triangle. See it come down to 690 and then bounce. Unless it just holds above 7. If it holds above 7, it's good to go. We got 4 minutes. So the good thing is on this candle, it hasn't dumped out yet. We've only pulled back like 15 cents. We'll see how it closes and the next candle starts to move. But guys, I'm going to take a quick little break and I will be right back. So it does look like we're getting that little triangle so far. But we need to see 7 hold. See DRPO is not looking too bad. Actually, DRPO is really sketchy right now. The reason why, head and shoulders pattern. Right there's shoulder, head, and this is possibly another shoulder, which if that is the case, then the arm down would be quite an arm down because the other arm is pretty long. So now we can see it go. It'll have to break over 350, that shoulder high, if it's going to not be a head and shoulders. But right now looking very much like a head and shoulders. I mean, you do have support at 3, but I don't know. It really is looking like it's going to form a head and shoulders. See, support would be right there at $3, where all those candles were bouncing off of. The 10 days down at 260, so yeah, 3 doesn't hold. It could drop. It could drop probably about halfway down this green candle. Let's see, BKKT, beautiful. It is making that triangle. Beautiful, beautiful. So we did not, we had that bearish candle following that little indecision into resistance, but it didn't completely sell off and end up holding up. So we're still holding right above 7, consolidating nicely. I'm assuming Bitcoin looks about the same. Well, no, it's pushed up a little bit. Still holding over 42.5. I mean, I could be wrong about DRP, but it is up 87%, and with a possible head and shoulders, I mean, you have all this space to drop. It's pretty risky. It's kind of like that trade I took yesterday on NSRN, but worse, because this head and shoulders pattern is pretty clear. It just needs, it might be another couple of candles of it popping up. It might even try to break out of this triangle and throw a wick up to like 340 and then dump as well. Well, not if it's going to do that. Yeah, you see we got rejected off of 330. Previous little bear candle. We're already dropping below the body of that candle. That's pretty ugly looking. Hard to say though. Until $3 actually cracks. It just, to me, doesn't look great. I mean, the news is about the war, so it could continue to get volume because of that. But I don't know. LLL starting to look a little sketchy as well in its consolidation, unless it can break back over 6. Threw a little wick down there under 6. Just trying to testing it back above 6 now. So what's the NQ looking like? Straight up spikes. Oh, is this why they're saying, see, stock future bond yields rise after pet? Oh my God. So, if this is true, if people are they're biting into the cupcake of nonsense that Jerome Powell is talking about. That's why the market is up, because they believe Jerome Powell and the Fed is ready to be more aggressive, is going to do anything. Let me look at this on a 1 hour chart, or on the daily chart. On this NQ here. Oh, yeah. So as bullish of a rebound as we look like we're having on the NQ, the 200-day is right where we're smashing into right now. And this is on the daily, so that 200 is going to be real strong. If we don't see the NQ break over 14.7, well, actually, I would say 14.725. If it can't break over that today, we're going to pull back again on the overall stock market. I wonder what's the market watch looking like. See, all the big tech stocks are green on the day. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, which is what the SPY is weighted with. Today may be a bear trap, or not a bear trap, a bull trap. We may be seeing a nasty, nasty bull trap setting up. Because with this double bottom, and it, I could see a lot of investors looking at this, and I could see the argument for it. I could see, okay, there's a double bottom on the NASDAQ, and we have started uptrending again. So I could see that with what Powell says, if you believe Powell, I could see how investors could be coming back in. And like I said, we're seeing a kind of rotation into some of these other stocks that have been cheap, like the pot stocks. With all that together, does look like the market could rebound. But why was the market dropping in the first place? Because of all the artificially inflated extra currency that they put in the stock market. They've pulled it out now, and now they are tapering. But we have not, just because Powell says he's ready to be more aggressive, he was ready to raise interest rates for all of last year. They kept saying, oh, we're going to raise interest rates and all that, and the inflation's not going to get worse. We've got it under control, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's the time for talking and saying we're ready to be more aggressive is over. At this point, I want to see action. Stop talking, Jerome Powell. Make something happen. If you don't stop talking, then obviously you're full of nonsense and you can do nothing about it because you've lost control of inflation. So until I see him actually take some action, and a 1/4 point interest rate hike when we've got 10% inflation is not, it is as a little action, but it's basically like taking a squirt gun to try to take down a polar bear. It's not like the inflation is the polar bear, and it just continues to grow and grow because it's eating up all the fish. And Jerome Powell's like standing there with a wash squirt gun like, hey, I'm ready to take on this polar bear, guys. You guys, You know, keep trading the stock market. Keep pushing it up. Be bullish. Because I'm going to take care. He's even got his Terminator glasses on, little cigarette, drone powder, and that little squirt gun. He's like, I got it, guys. Don't worry. We're ready. Meanwhile, the polar bear's over there charging full force at Jerome Powell. Oh, gosh. It's so stupid. But, yeah, that's basically... I don't know. This looks like a bull trap to me. I could be very wrong. But I am definitely not holding anything overnight tonight. Because if this is a bull trap, even the straight up movements, you know, this is a pretty steep rebound from 12 and basically 13 up to 14.6, which is quite a bit of a jump with not much of a pullback. And you can see right there where we're just really getting held up at that 200. Alright, BKKT, you're still chilling, still doing your thing there. Let's check on DRPO and see if it head and shoulders out yet. I don't even see it on my list. Did I take it off my list? It's still hanging in there. It's actually getting, it may be alright. The longer this extension goes, it's not going to be a head and shoulders pattern anymore, because the shoulders need to be somewhat even with each other. And if this thing just keeps going sideways above 3 and we're like over here by 12 p.m., well, that's not going to be a shoulder, because then you would, I mean, you would, who has that much space between one shoulder? You know, you got a little space between your shoulder here and then like a huge space. You know, it's based off of a human body, so that wouldn't make much sense. So I don't know. This may, DRPO, it's worth keeping an eye on at this point. The fact that it hasn't sold off yet. BKKT back under 7. Still not consolidation though. BTT. I really like BTT because it's right on the trend line. If we see a breakout continuation on cryptos at the moment on the 2-hour chart, you can see Ethereum is right below the 3,000 line. Oh, actually, it's above it by $8. But did push down a little bit, and then Bitcoin this last 2 hours has been having a little pullback too. So this looks more like consolidation, and that's what I'm kind of seeing is just. Oh, HYMC. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. HYMC starting to go crazy. Whoa. HYMC, that one play that I've been talking about, that gold and silver play, or gold play, getting a little frisky here. Just now popping up, about to break 150. Nice strong bounce off of $1.50 after not doing anything for a whole week. That thing just started shooting up on my watch list. I don't even know where it was. I think it was down in the red, but all of a sudden 40-cent move there. So people still liking AHYMC apparently, or some investors are. Somebody is. I may look for yeah, 150 is what's got to break, and then we have room to 175. Let me look at this 1 hour chart. I'm close to hopping in this. Oh, the 1 hour chart's crazy. Look, actually, no, the 1 hour chart. Strong rebound. We do have a downtrend on the overall, but remember, this is that gold stock. This is the Hycroft Mining that AMC invested in, and Sprott. I'm going on this. There's a ton of buying that keeps coming in at 140. So I believe because we just got going, we may give another test to 150. Man, I've been waiting on this play to come back active again. Yeah, we're trying to hold 140 support. But we got the 50-day on the 1 hour at 130, the 10-day at 122, the 200s at 115. We got all that support below us on the 1 hour. And then the 10-day on the daily chart sitting at about $1.20. So we got support there as well. And that's been your downtrend. Yeah, that 150 is just very strong resistance. Very, very strong. So it may take a little bit longer to break out, but nice bit of buying volume coming in there off that 111 low. BKKT, you're still hanging in there. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now if the RPO cracks $3 here, this is the head and shoulders. It's starting to look like it's going to dump. It was looking all right for a minute, but this little that last 15-minute candle that was pushing up. Oh, yeah, look at this daily chart. This is going to dump. Look at the space between. I mean, this thing just opened up. If you look at the damn daily chart, we opened up. What did we get up to? 3 something. So there's a gap to fill back here at that $4 break, and it would be all the way up to 5. But we've gapped up here in the middle of no man's land and floating, just barely holding on this $3 support. Ew, I don't like that. Let's see, HYMC still holding 130-ish area. That's fine. Hold on, the gold. Let me make sure gold didn't just spike. Oh, I got the gold thing right here. No, gold didn't really spike. Just bounced off of 1913. Let's see, let's draw a trend line, something like that. Yeah, HYMC might not do much else till a little bit later today. It might have to slowly climb up this trend line. LLL possibly going to break out here. It's finally pushing up over this downtrend. Oh, I just got stopped out on BKKT. No, it gave up on me. Threw that little wick down there, so a little $7 loss there. Dropping below that 688. Let's see, did Bitcoin pull back anymore? I think I may have just got wicked out there. This candle pushes right back above 7. And it might have just been a wick out. But it is 650 was where the 50-day is. It may pull back down to 650, but 650 wouldn't be too bad of an area to be looking. If cryptos continue to move up, they're just kind of chilling at the moment. They haven't really moved one way or another. All right, let's hop back over to HYMC for the time being, since I'm out of that one. Let's see. My resolution is low. No. Not showing on my side that it is. If anybody else is having any problems, let me know. Yeah, it's probably your eyesight. It's that glaucoma one life. Oh, you're on a flip phone? No wonder. Oh, you didn't have the pre-market going, so you didn't see the Head and Shoulders, but you see it now? Yeah, me and HH have been debating about that. He's on the side of right now that pre-market is not useful because those moves in pre-market are not normal. Pre-market and aftermarket, a lot goes into it. There's it's a different trading regulations as far as what type of orders you can use, things like that. So it is a little bit different. However, I think personally, completely ignoring the pre-market, you may miss certain resistance and support lines or even patterns like that Head and Shoulders that you're seeing now. So, if you got that from H, not to use pre-market, or that he's not using pre-market data, we disagree there. So, take that for what it is. I always use pre-market. I want to see every single piece of money that has went into that stock. That's the main thing to me. Like, just because pre-market is crazy and different and stuff, and a lot of the moves don't actually show on the daily charts, or none of them really do. When it's a pre-market move, it shows as a gap up. It's still money that's being transacted. These are still transactions. And since it's supply and demand, with there being transactions, I really don't see how you can ignore that. But, like I say, every trader is different, and H is doing his thing, and he's been very profitable this month. So maybe there's something to that with the pre-market. I highly doubt it. I don't think that's the reason why he's been profitable, is because he hasn't been using pre-market data. I think the reason he's been profitable is because he's been following the hot sectors. He's been trading oil like a madman because oil's been so hot. Now, I don't know what he done today so far with the oil being down. But yeah. But that's the good thing. That's why we have, multiple people in the community who can agree and disagree on trading things. So, take what I've said, compare it against H, and do your own research and figure out what works best for you. That's all there is to it. There's no right or wrong way specifically. I mean, the wrong way to trade is buying at the top. Where's that play at DRPO? After seeing this huge rip and you bought up at the top, that's the wrong way to trade. That is a wrong way to trade. There's not per se exactly a right way to trade. It depends on you and what you are comfortable with and what you are able to be consistent with. Let's see, what do we got here? What's up, Daniel B? I'm doing all right. Cryptos are up, so anytime cryptos are up, I'm feeling pretty good. New high for LLL. Did it pop up there again? Yep, broke out of that triangle. Very nice. But you can see the difference. You can see the difference. I want you guys to notice, especially you new traders, the difference in this consolidation pattern. Even though this play was up quite a bit, now it did not move up in pre-market. That's a big something to notice the difference. It started moving up after pre-market, whereas DRPO moved up in pre-market and it hasn't really done much since. So just that alone, we can see, and we can see that clear head and shoulder. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. We can see that clear head and shoulders, whereas, what was the other play? LLL did not make any type of head and shoulders. There's no head and shoulders here. You don't have a middle. If this was going to turn into a head and shoulders, then this would be the head, and you'd have it come back down, and then there'd be another shoulder this afternoon. But that was just straight triangle. No head, no shoulders, just pure triangle. Wicks bouncing around from the support to the resistance, getting tighter and tighter and tighter until it just goes boom, or it goes boom. It's kind of like, when you're looking at these consolidations, it's kind of like a bouncy ball. Like if you was to take a bouncy ball and you threw it down a hallway. In the hallway, let's say the ceiling and the roof of the hallway, let's say it's like a carnival house or something. Let's say the roof and the ceiling of the house continue to come in just like that triangle. Well, let's say you threw that bouncy ball in there. The first bounce is going to hit real hard, which would be your initial rip, and then it hits the ceiling, and then hits the floor and bounces back up. But as a bouncy ball continues to bounce, it usually doesn't get much harder of a rip. It's just kind of bouncing around. But as that ceiling gets tighter and tighter, the tension between the ceiling and the floor, where the bouncy ball is hitting, starts making the bouncy ball go a lot faster. It may not be going as high, but it's starting to go a lot faster. And then if it builds up enough momentum, that bouncy ball could shoot through the ceiling. So, but if it gets too much momentum to the downside, it can't break through the ceiling, it's going to shoot through the floor and end up being a bearish candle. But you can see how tense this was, where the buying and selling war was just going back and forth, 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 until the candles are getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, then boom. So that tension and consolidation, that's a big difference than what we're seeing on DRPO, where DRPO is not really getting tighter. It had that initial rip, a little pullback, a little push up, and then it's just been, there's not wicks being thrown up hardly. There's a couple to the downside, but it's just like, not really anything crazy. Not a crazy bouncing triangle. Because this is not a triangle. And the reason why this is not a triangle is because there's a space right through here. You've got to have some type of candle in the middle to be able to attach this to. Because right now, you don't have it completely attached. So even if I draw that triangle there, which looks like a triangle, compare it back to LLL, where we had, a middle wick. We actually had two middle wicks that threw back up to the top of the resistance. So that's a clear triangle. This is not a triangle. You have nothing in the middle to connect the top resistance line to. All right. Yeah, BKKT really dumping down there. About 665. Still above, if it can close today above 650, I think that will probably be a play tomorrow. with if Ethereum breaks out. Let's see. Good afternoon, Lightning Rick, Lori Lee. Sharima, no, I don't really do one-on-one coaching. I mean, I can help you. You can reach out to me very easily, and I can help you, but I don't do one-on-one coaching simply because it takes a lot of time. If I was to do one-on-one coaching for, um, even just like 20 people, that would take a ton of time and I would have to charge for it because if all my time is being taken up teaching, then I don't have any time to trade or do the other stuff. Keep up with the YouTube channel and work on the blockchain and project and the 1.5 million things that I do. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to charge people to learn this information. That goes against the whole reason why I started Framework Fortune in the beginning. I don't want to do that. If I had all the time in the world, I would happily one-on-one teach classes or whatever. But it's not feasible, and like I said, I don't want to have to charge people for it. Because at that point I have to. It'd be taking up too much of my time. So, that's the thing. That's the good thing, though. You can come in and join the live streams, and if you have any questions, though, if there's something that you really just don't get, you can reach out to me, and I will go over it with you. But as far as like an hour-long course or, an hour-long one-on-one, something like that, that's going to be a lot less likely. But usually I can help pretty quickly if you send me. The best thing to do is just hit me up in Discord. If you didn't join the Discord group yet, just join the Discord group, and then you'll see my name in there, Framework Fortune. Let me get this over here. And you can get a hold of me very easy that way. Yeah, so right now I'm not showing up online. Most of the time I don't show up online because I really don't know why. I get a lot of spam and messages and stuff from a lot of different things, but even if I'm not showing online, you can send me a message. I'm right here in the Discord, and you can directly message me just by going to my name, and well, it's not going to let me do it on my own name. But direct message me there, and I can definitely help out in any way that I can within the time restraints that I have. And that goes for anybody. Anybody needs to reach out. You're struggling with like something. There's like one thing that you're struggling with. Maybe you didn't quite understand it in any of the videos, in the lessons, because the lessons, it is a little tricky, and a lot of times it's nothing but just like a little bit of wording changes that makes it click for most people. So usually just reaching out to me can solve whatever issues you're having. Let's see. PM is important to day trading, just my opinion. One life, you're in agreement with me. HH lost 450. Oh boy, I don't have to hear that story. I'll have to call him after this, see what he did. DB, you made $3 million on LL today? You're lying. Yeah, no, but no problem. Yeah, I mean, question. Like I said, if you just got questions, that's easy. That's I don't need to sit down normally to, um, like for an hour to help get a better understanding of a premise or something. Like I said, it's usually just a little bit of wording, and I can rephrase it differently than however I phrased it in the videos, and that usually helps. But like I said, no worries. Just hit me up. And again too, like I am not I do not want to make money off of people trying to learn how to trade. That goes against everything that I stand for. The Framework Fortune Blockchain Project literally is the anti pay for courses, pay for classes, pay for one on ones, the anti of that. It is completely the opposite. Instead of going and paying people or to learn about trading, you come to the Framework Fortune Blockchain Project, you will get paid out in Framework Fortune Coin for learning. So that's why I keep telling everybody, go check this project out because it is going to change the way the landscape is for trading education. I cannot stand things like Ross Cameron's $2,000 a month subscription to learn how he trades $250,000 at once for a 20% gain or some crazy stuff. Like just like if you are a new trader, it makes no sense for people to charge you for that information because as a new trader, you need to be building your capital so when you are ready to trade, you have capital to trade with. And paying for courses is going to suck the capital that you're supposed to trade with out of your pocket. So it's one of those things. It was when I started on YouTube, that started. Like a little bit before I started, it kind of starting with Ricky, whatever that rat face Fink is, and crazy. I don't like Ricky whatsoever. So if you guys hear me talk trash about him, it is what it is. He can fight me. But he's a scam artist, so he's got weak knees. I can tell Ricky he don't want those problems. And then Ross, it was Ross, Ricky, Deck, maybe a couple of more, but not much. But that's when it all started because the thing with trading is because there's so many different strategies and different patterns, you can literally make up patterns. It's the perfect thing to sit on YouTube and spew nonsense out of your mouth and get people to buy courses. Because if it's a whole different language like I was talking about yesterday, well then, and you have no idea really what any of it means, well they can just make up a bunch of stuff. So it's easy money. It's basically traders who suck would be my guess. Because if you are a successful trader, if you're making plenty of money, why do you need to charge to learn your information? Right? Like if you're this $1 million trader with Lambos and stuff, why are you charging some person who is trying to get their life together $100? Like, are you that? Like, that doesn't make any sense in my head. It's just petty. So we're gonna break that. We're gonna change the whole entire game, and people will be able to come to the Framework Fortune blockchain and get paid to learn and get paid to build up yourself as a trader and get opportunities in the trading league and the DFU, the decentralized hedge fund. So I'm using my platform to try to change the whole game because I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of all the Wall Street bets nonsense. I'm sick of the media. I'm sick of the government. I'm sick of everybody's shit now. And there's no way to do it. You can't do it. The best way to do things is just to do it yourself. So If I fail, I fail, but at least I'll die trying. Shout out to 50 Cent. All right, so let me see here. Hal didn't lose money. Okay. I was going to say 450 seems like quite a loss for Hal. You know, Hal jumps out of trades if the wind blows across his arm. Okay, these guys are talking about BBIG. Let me pull it up. I saw it was getting a little bit of action yesterday. It's got a lot of resistance at 315 and 325. Oh, and then on the daily chart, the 200 is at 350. So you've got 315, 325, 350, 375, $4. I mean, every 15 to 25 cents is resistance right now on BBIG. And it is below that 200. So it's going to need quite a bit of buying volume if it's going to break. Yeah, it's not even out of this downtrend yet. Oops. Move that line. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There you go. So there's the downtrend. Until it can break over, I would just say 4. And until it can break over 4, this thing is still a little bearish. Does have a little bit of an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. Let me look at the hour. Yeah, so there's your uptrend. So you are a little bit off the uptrend as well. The uptrend's down back around 275. No news has come out. It's a consumer stock, so consumer stocks like grocery store stocks are probably going to start seeing action. I'm thinking, this could be one that sees that, but and it's funny, my mom actually brought this one up to me the other day. She was asking me what I thought about Dollar General as a trade, because with inflation rising and everything going on, Dollar General is one of the cheaper convenience stores, grocery type stores that you can go to and get eggs, milk, and bread. And that was her point. And I agree. I think that is a possibility, and that we could see, because of inflation, the USD prices of food is going to show higher gains for Dollar General. And then, of course, well, if you've not been in the South lately, if you've not traveled to the South, they are popping up Dollar Generals like they are Waffle Houses. If you're old school, if you're a little bit old school and from the South, you know them Waffle Houses popped up everywhere back in the day. So Dollar General's been on that same thing. And there's a lot of small towns. Like when I traveled to Virginia and Florida into last year, there's a lot of small towns. Like from the road I took in Kentucky to Virginia on the top of the Appalachian Mountains, every little town had at least $2 Dollar Generals in it. So, I mean, this is a higher price stock. Of course, it did fall with the SPY, but if we start seeing inflation really getting out of hand and people really struggling for money, Dollar General might be where they all go to shop. Kroger's and that type of stuff may be too expensive. Because I can tell you right now, every time I go to the grocery store here in Wisconsin, the prices are changing daily, like dramatically, dollars. So if it keeps getting that bad, we could see that come in here. And Dollar General also pays a nice quarterly dividend of 42 cents.
So that was my mom's pick. I just figured I'd share that with you guys. But Dollar General's not the only one. If we do see that start to happen, since BBIG is some type of consumer stock, I don't think it's a grocery store per se. Because Vinco Ventures. Hold on, let me just pull up Vinco Ventures real quick. Dollar store would, well, see, I don't think the dollar store is public. There's not a ton of grocery store stocks that are public. Kroger's is public, but Kroger's owns they own Harris Teeters, they own Pick and Saves, they own a lot of grocery stores around the country that you probably didn't know they owned. But Kroger's is the top company. Um, of course, Walmart, Amazon, but with shipping issues, Amazon may take a hit. If people aren't buying stuff off of Amazon, all the nonsense that they buy, then because they can't afford it, then Amazon may not be one to even look at. People may just have to go to the grocery store. But let's check. Let me check real quick on this Vinco Ventures. Let me see what they actually are. But yeah, there's just not a lot of grocery stores out there. Publicly on the market. So that's why my mom had brought up Dollar General. And I was like, at first I was kind of like, then she started telling me, I was like, you know what? That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So Vinco Ventures, what are you guys doing? Plan a merger with Zash. I don't know what Zash is. That's not telling me anything. What does your company do? Okay. So Vinco Ventures is not. I'm not even sure why they're showing this in consumer discretionary, because it's not consumer discretionary at all. It says they leverage the new market opportunity by utilizing their big strategy: buy, innovate, grow. Impressive. Took a lot of marketing heads to come up with that one. But they're buying acquisitions. That's what they're doing. They're acquiring other companies to add to their portfolio, and that's what they're doing. So basically like a holdings company. I'd like to see some of their subsidiaries though. Like what? Because like if this is just a holding company, what are the companies doing that you are acquiring? I don't really want to go through the whole filing at the moment. Do you want to have an investor presentation? Hold on a second. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Last one was October. Well, they put out two. A Cryptide, which I'm guessing is some type of crypto with that type of name. Yep. Company focused on leveraging blockchain technologies to disrupt consumer-facing energies. Cryptide, okay, blah, blah, blah. What are they talking about? A new way for artists and content owners. So, NFT.com. It says their proprietary streaming process allows for affordable NFTs while avoiding expensive minting fees and associated environmental consequences. I mean, they don't seem to know that much about NFTs by that statement there. because it depends on the NFTs. Like Gods Unchained NFTs and NFTs on the Mutable X platform have basically no fees. It's like a tiny, tiny amount of IMX token. So, and I don't know. I don't know how minting on proof of stake change is going to cause environmental consequences. Maybe proof of mining, but not proof of stake. That doesn't make much sense. So Kong. Alright, anyway, so we got. So, well, actually, if BBIG. Now that I'm saying this, it's just dawned on me in my brain. If BBIG is a crypto play, if it's got a crypto company, well, then that's why it's moving up right now. So the idea would be the same thing as on BKKT. You just got to keep an eye on Ethereum and Bitcoin. But that's probably why it's getting volume, is because it is technically a crypto play with one of their subsidiaries. Look at the NQ. Look at the NQ. Still not able to break over 200. Still struggling there. I'm feeling a bull trap coming. If this keeps happening all day, boy, I'm telling you, longs are going to get trapped in here. And shorts are going to tear people up if this is the case. But look at the uptrend rebound. The uptrend rebound is kind of somewhere like that, but it's starting to curl over. So you can't even draw a trend line, but you can see the weight as it's coming into the 200 is starting to lean. That we're not getting that nice uptrend. We're starting to get a falling tree, or a bent fishing rod, as I like to call it. If we gap down tomorrow on the SPY or on the NQ, any of them, it'll all be on the same. It'll all be the same on all of them. But we gap down tomorrow. That is a complete bent fishing rod, which will probably lead to that drop. I think this is a bull trap. I could be wrong, but I really do think this is a bull trap. The more I'm looking at it, the more it looks like a bull trap. Because there's no, like I said, there's not really any good reason for the market to turn around. I mean, Jerome Powell saying he's ready to be aggressive is not a reason. So I think we may be seeing a little short-lived nonsense off of there. Let's see, HCMC coming back down to 125. That's okay. I'm gonna hold it for a little bit longer, but all right. About time for me to get going though. I got a ton of emails to go through, unfortunately. Boy, when I do like that, it looks like I'm hiding in a shadow right here. I like just disappear. It's my big head blocking the light. That's what it is. And that's what happens when you got a giant noggin and no neck. See, I even try to stretch my neck. There's nothing there. All right. Okay. Well, good to know about BBIG. I thought I remembered BBIG sounding familiar. That must have been one of the plays that was running before when Cryptos was running. Let's see. We got a... Let me look here. Get back to some of these comments. Okay. If you are a dead beginner, my biggest thing I would say is explore different options. Don't limit yourself, because in so many... Yeah, exactly, Orlando. Exactly. Good point. Sicilian, sorry, you need to charge people $100 to learn how to trade because I can't trade. TTG. TTG. I'm not even. I don't know. What are you asking about? What do you mean TTG? Daniel B. What exactly are you referring to? You can't just throw out a what do you call it? Was it an acronym? Yeah, you can't just throw out if I'm wrong about that, correct me. My English is terrible. TTG, which is sad because that's my native language. But anyway, like you can't throw an acronym out of letters in a stock market channel where there's tons of acronyms going around of things. Like, what are you asking, man? I don't get it. Dollar store selling at $1.25 now. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with buying clothes from thrift stores if you can find some good. Hey, you can find some designer brands that are actually worth money at some of those thrift stores. A lot of people don't know what they're giving away or throwing away. Now, of course, there's always going to be a lot of stuff, but it's not a bad. Austin Sowers, Amazon, way overvalued. Oh, you live in Cedarburg, Tom, so you're not far away at all. I live outside of Milwaukee. I live. I don't really want to say the exact city name on the live stream, but I'm right out. I'm 40 minutes from Cedarburg, I think, at the most. No, actually, probably not that. Probably 30 minutes. Think southeast, Tom. Think southeast of Milwaukee. I'll give you that hint. That should give you the general idea of where I'm at. Chicken wing. What? I'll tell you from my personal experience of 5 years as a restaurant manager of one life, you do not want to open a restaurant. You just don't. Just don't do it. That industry is not worth it. It's not worth it whatsoever. Okay. Lori Lee, you want to sell your cat's spare hair? I know if I could do that with my dog. Both of my dogs shed like crazy. If I could sell their hair, maybe I could sell it as wigs or something. Bob's Meat Wagon. Yeah, garage sales is really nice. A lot of people will sell like they'll sell their old silverware, stuff like that their grandma passed down, and they don't even know that the old silverware, a lot of it actually had silver in it. That's why it was called silverware. It was made of silver. They made a ton back in the day. I don't know how long they've been doing silver plates and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure before the United States even existed. I mean, that's got to go back thousands of years because there's been gold chalices and all that. But yeah, a lot of people will sell that stuff at garage sales and not even know that they've got like 10 pounds of silver sitting there. So you can find some steals, man. I am not against it. My dad took me to flea markets, garage sales, all that stuff when I was young, and showed me how you can grab things. It's part of where my nature of just being a trader comes from, is him. But he would take me and like, oh, look at this coin here that they're selling. This coin is this year of a coin, that's actual real silver. They want $1 for it. This is 2 ounces of silver. That's $40, or back then it's probably like $20. But still, that you see those deals. So there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But I am cheap. I'm probably not as cheap as Hal. Hal is extremely cheap, like unbelievably cheap. I say this making fun of him because he knows and he will laugh at it. But he knows. He knows how cheap he is. It's bad. If I'm calling you cheap, it's pretty bad. So, but you can go out and you can spend thousands of dollars on designer clothes if it's the right designer. Maybe they hold value. There is some trading you can do in the designer clothes market, but you really have to know that market and you got to be up on fashion trends. But if you're not doing that and you're just going out and buying a $250 pair of Nikes because they look nice, I mean, do you want a 250 do you want to look nice for $250, or do you want to put $250 in a stock that pays out dividends that's going to keep cash flowing, or stake it in a crypto that's going to keep cash flowing, or whatever, or put it in one trade and try to make it 500. The idea, because of our this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to call it a day. And it's going to be off on a little bit of a rant, but not too much. I'm not going on a super rant. Just a little bit. The idea, maybe I'm not. I just blanked out on what it was I was going to say. Eh, oh well. Maybe I'll remember in a second. Let's see. You calculate fair value from 1,500. With Amazon, see, the thing is with Amazon, they own a lot of the internet services. So like the actual servers, not services, servers. They own like a portion of the internet servers that keep the whole internet up. So Amazon will lose money. They probably lose money from sales anyway. A lot of it's probably written off, but their main money is that, keeping the internet running. Like what was it? 6 months ago, what was that political whole nonsense going on? It was what was the platform? It was a new social media platform that the right was pushing, and they ended up taking it off of the Google and App Store. And I cannot remember what's the name of that app. Is Lauren in here? You know what I'm talking about, Lauren. She's in here. Oh, what was that app? Anyway. Oh, there's Lauren. Do you remember that? What that app was that they took off the App Store for like a week? That new social media app. That was more. What was it called? Daniel B is like a Tinder swindler. That's kind of scary. Um. Yeah, that is true. That's what I was saying. If you know that market, Orlando, like if you know the fashion trends and all of that, um, then yeah. But honestly, though, in the spectrum of assets, of all the assets that are out there, in my opinion, like shoes and clothes, like if you say I would like to put $100 in a pair of shoes that may go up in price, It's just not for me. I'm just gonna say that it's just not for me. All the assets out there, I don't, and I'm not a fashionista. I mean, can't you tell? Look at this. What is fashionista about this? What is it? What even is this? I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, guys, I gotta get going. Was it truth? It might have been truth. I don't know. But anyway, Amazon was able to pull their app down off of the Apple and Google store. They were part of that whole shenanigans, as I was saying. HYMC just still holding around that same area, which is fine. HYMC is gold and silver. And I am fine. If I hold anything overnight, it would only be a gold and silver stock, because I know they're not going to move that dramatically fast to the downside unless gold. Well, I don't see any reason why gold would all of a sudden be dropping. Let's see. Where's gold at? No, see, gold's still above 1900. And see on the daily chart, been riding up this 50-day. But we could see a dip in gold and silver if people keep buying into the nonsense that Jerome Powell is saying. Still not able to break out, and it's almost 12 o'clock, 1 Eastern, so 3 hours left in market open hours, and the NASDAQ still is yet to get over that 200. All right, guys, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. The only time Apple's been, well, you know how I feel about, well, DB, yeah, you think cryptos are tulips, so of course you're gonna think shoes and all that. No, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Lauren just brought up a very good point. If you can buy in bulk, and you're talking designer clothes, and you can buy in bulk where it's like 50% off or some super deal, and then you sell them separately as retail, that can be a whole business. That's not just an asset, an investing asset. That's a business asset, and business assets are always nice to have. If you can have as many business assets as you can that are cash flowing businesses, hey, nothing wrong with that. Don't matter if you're selling rocks to people, I don't care. If you sell a rock, and I ain't talking about the other type of rocks, I'm talking about if you sell actual physical rock from the ground, not from a plant. Some of you will get that reference, some of you won't probably, but the rock, if you're doing that, if you're selling rocks and you're making a profit, who cares? It's a cash flowing asset. That's what you want. So whether it be shoes, whatever, who cares? Who cares what you're selling? The whole name of the game is the profit. So however you get to the finish line is irrelevant, just as long as you get to the finish line. You have to call it out, One Life. You can smell what is cooking. No, man, you messed up the rocks saying, man. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? That's it. If you're going to do it right. Don't insult the rock. All right, guys, I'm in it there. Got my rock impression out of me. All right, guys. All right. Let me get out of here and go eat some food and get on to the rest of today's objectives. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. I'll let you guys know that's HYMC Trade goes in the Discord. And then we'll be back tomorrow for some more live trading here on the channel. So if you haven't yet, Check out frameworkfortune.com. It's free. Sign up. No reason not to. Come join us in the Discord. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.